direction.
U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp joins us now, a member of the Senate Ag Committee. Heidi, lots to talk about. First, let's talk about trade. TPP. The U.S. no longer a member of the TPP. How does that affect growers?
Well, this is a huge blow, I think, when you look at kind of having to start all over again, especially in the Far East. And one of the concerns that I have is, can you really accomplish as much for agriculture in a bilateral as you could in a multilateral trade agreement like TPP? It's not just TPP, but it's also kind of rattling the cage of NAFTA, which has had a dramatic effect on our relationship with Mexico. And Mexico is a major market. It's our second largest market, especially for a lot of our specialty crops. So I'm very concerned about the trade implications of what this administration's doing. We can't close off that market.
And also, talking about the Farm Bill coming up, what do you anticipate seeing there? Any major changes that we should see?
Well, I don't know. I'm very concerned about the president's budget proposal, because if, in fact, that budget proposal goes forward, a lot of the work that we've done in that Farm Bill will evaporate, whether that's in rural development, whether it's in research, whether it is in trade promotion. And so we think that we've done a pretty good job already contributing to budget and deficit reduction, that we shouldn't have to suffer a second round with the new Farm Bill. And so we're going to be watching kind of that appropriations process and making sure that our producers are represented every day in Washington, D.C., because if we don't, we'll get left behind.
And finally, it looks like Sonny Perdue is going to be confirmed soon.
Well, I think it's interesting because there's been some grousing, but we didn't get the paperwork. We moved him as fast as what we could. And when the majority leader was given an opportunity to move his nomination, he moved the Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security, and not saying that's not an important position, but let me tell you, ag's pretty darned important to a lot of the people who believe that they had a role in making sure this president was elected. And so we want to make sure that we have somebody there who represents rural America. And I met Sonny Perdue, instantly believed that he could be that tough advocate at the cabinet table for agriculture.
This delay in the confirmation hearing, how big of a problem has that been for agriculture, if at all?
I think it's been a problem because there was no one there to fight back against those cuts to USDA. There's no one there to fight against some discussions about what we're going to do with NAFTA and with other trade proposals. Hopefully, once we get someone in that role and we get the undersecretaries and the deputy secretary confirmed, we're going to have a full contingent that's going to fight for American agriculture and in Washington, D.C. And right now, we don't have that advocacy in the administration.
All right. U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Couldn't be a better place right in the field. Yeah.